Guys, this is such a specific and niche download. So if this doesn't resonate for you, I figured this is going to be for a very, very niche, very, very small collective, but they wanted me to record a video because I've been getting this download since this morning. Do you remember when you were like in elementary school, middle school, heck, even high school? Did you guys ever have like those teachers that would just have this piece of paper at the end of the year? And they would make their students give their signature, you know, their autograph, just in case they ever got famous. Was that a thing for y'all? I swear, every single teacher, every single year would make all of the students give an autograph on it. So in case anyone ever became famous, they could say that they had their autograph first. So there's something significant about a past teacher, a past person. You know, it might not actually be an autograph. It might just be something that you created, something that is popping up in their memories or something along those lines. But someone who saw you before you got clout, before you got fame, before you got notoriety is going to kind of step back in time and remember you before the fame. This is really, really beautiful, really, really cute. I am channeling a lot of teachers. I am channeling a lot of kind of like mentors. There's something coming through with like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, 111 as I look down. Just someone that was a mentor to you as a child. And it's so funny, I just got a text from a friend that I visited earlier, and she didn't do this. She never did this. And she's like, what are you talking about? I did the yearbook, and, you know, we would sign different things, and, like, oh, like, sign a card for, like, the teacher, but, like, autograph, no. Maybe my teacher's just new. Mrs. Minor, I don't know where y'all are at, but you specifically, I remember you. I know you still have that somewhere, so if you still have that somewhere, hit me up. But anyways, let's get into this. I'm like super giggly. And again, like if you're like, well, I'm not famous or I'm never gonna be famous, like, I'm sorry, this reading isn't for you, but holy shit! Temperance of the Six of Wands is the first card out in the Knight of Wands. Yeah, it's giving that whoever this was always saw this potential in you, always saw, you know, it's not that they were like, oh, this person's gonna be famous, or oh, they have to go try out for acting, oh, they should be a model, I want to make it really clear that they didn't try to prescribe you to anything. They didn't try to push you into the fame because, oh, they wanted to say, oh, look, I got the autograph. But there was always this sense of victory with you. There was always a feeling, and maybe it was with you and your classmates as well. Maybe if you're not resonating with this, maybe you have a friend, maybe you have a classmate who's really blowing up and you're like, yeah, I like remember this energy. But this feels like you. This feels like you. I understand this might be a collective of only like 20 people, and I'm okay with that, but somebody found your autograph, somebody found a past photo of you, somebody found some art that you did, and they are just like, oh my God. I'm just hearing like brain explosion. They had this epiphany of back when they realized like, and this could be an art teacher I'm hearing, this could be a music teacher I'm hearing, this could be something to do with like an English teacher. Maybe the way that you carried yourself was just very, very mature. Maybe the way that you spoke was very highly. Maybe your vocabulary was very defined from a young age. I don't know who this was to you, but they recognized the power with you. And I think they understood that it was going to take some time, right? Again, if this is somebody that you met in elementary school, someone that you met in middle school, like you're not going to always come to your full sovereignty as a child, but they recognize this within you. Holy crap. Also, I'm trying not to like judge, but it's just so funny. I literally just had a couple from my high school walk past in the parking lot and just like look up at me and just give me like this like dirty ass glare. I'm reading tarot, bitch. What you want? Sorry. Oh, wow. Maybe, oh my God. Were you the kid that was just like quiet and bullied? And that's what it is. That's what it is. I feel like there is this common misconception of the loud kid, the class clown. And sometimes that is true, right? Like I just heard Adam Sandler. But you're giving more of like a stoic wisdom. Again, there's something about your maturity level that's coming through. Literally the Magician and the Fool. You always were like, and now this guy is running back to his, what is going on? You know, I'm not trying to compare this to my own personal life again, but they're telling me to do this. I remember when I was like starting tarot and TikTok and stuff like that, how much shit I got and how much hate, and people were like, oh, she thinks she's gonna blow up, oh. And then now I have like people from my high school, people from college, the same people who were throwing shade, who are using like hashtag for you page, hashtag follow me. And it's like, Sorry, but the magician and the fool, you do things from you do things before they're cool. Okay, you do things before they become a trend. You do things before everyone else is doing them. And from that, you get the leg up on everything. And I'm hearing too, it's, you constantly shift. You constantly shift. The High Priestess, you're so intuitive. I love this High Priestess on this deck. I don't think I've ever, this is my tattoo tarot, so tattoos could definitely be significant for you as well. I don't think I've ever really fully looked at this card in its entirety. There's definitely this like dark feminineness to you. And so again, I feel like this wasn't a collective that was like super popular, had all of the friends, was the class clown, was super loud. You had this like quiet wisdom to you, quiet knowledge to you. And holy cow, I think they always knew that you would become whatever you wanted. You know, maybe they again saw you being some sort of artist, being some sort of model, being like, maybe they had a specific kind of career, specific kind of pathway for you. But in the same breath and in the same sense, they totally understand that you evolve and you change. You were probably a really fast learner. You were probably someone who was really open and acceptable to other people's viewpoints. And even if you didn't agree with it, you just like to learn. You just like to try new things. And from there, they always knew that the success was innate in you, because you're not going to go down one path and stay there the rest of your life. You are constantly shifting. You are constantly evolving. You're not prescribing to the popular group. You're not trying to do what everyone else is doing. And they're realizing that fundamentally, like, again, there's such a comparison to who you were at this time in life. Again, whether you were 7 years old, whether you were 14 years old, whether you were 18 years old, it doesn't matter at what stage in your life, you exuded this energy regardless. And again, it was different than your classmates. It was different than the people in your age, in your demographic, in the group around you. And that's why, like, whoever this is like, I knew I asked for an autograph for a reason. I knew they were going to be famous. I knew I pushed them to go take, you know, this has no comparison, but I used to have such a fear of public speaking and such a fear of being seen, but I have always been really good at public speaking, and I've always been really good at crafting stuff. And I remember Mrs. Minor, I knew, I mentioned her at the beginning. She forced me, well, didn't force me, but gently, lovingly pushed me to go take theater classes. I never did theater in high school. I never did theater productions. I was never in musicals. I never had really any interest in that. But had I not done that, I wouldn't have gotten comfortable being seen, being perceived, talking, and, you know, getting used to mumbling, getting used to not knowing entirely what you're going to say and just saying it anyways. So there's this person saw something in you that you didn't quite see in yourself, and they may have pushed you to do different things that don't quite necessarily, you can't see them correlating, or they're not exactly tied to what you do now. But baby, this person saw that Six of Wands, that victory, that success, that legacy way before you ever did. And so there's like almost like a reunion, a connection I feel coming in, whether it's physical, whether it's just this person messaging you. But I'm telling you, if you've made it big, this person is about to remember you. Or if you're going to make it big, when you do, this person is going to, they've forgotten you in their immediate mind. But when they see you go across the red carpet, when they see you come across their For You page, when they see whatever the case is, they're going to know, I knew it. I knew there was something special in there. I knew that they were going to go and do big things. I knew that they were going to be seen. I knew that they were going to be heard. This person always was rooting for you, and, you know, they didn't forget you because they forgotten the dream or because they didn't like you, or no. They just knew it was going to happen. They let the universe do what it needed to do, and there's something symbolic about you coming back into union, this person being able to see your accomplishments after the fact. This is so beautiful. I love you guys so much.